Hello and welcome to the Federal. I am Senthil Kumar. We are going to discuss an important topic that has been debated in Tamil Nadu all over the state. Adi Dravida Welfare Department schools, which are run by the department, are being merged with the schools run by State Education Department. There are some people who support the decision. There are some people who oppose it. There is a widespread debate on this issue. We have with us Educationist Prince Gajendra Babu to throw more light on this issue. The Tamil Nadu government has decided to merge around 1,000 schools of Adi Dravida Welfare Department, where around 1 lakh students are getting education. In hostels, there are more than 1 lakh students being facilitated in hostels. They have been merged with the state government run school education department schools. There are a set of people who oppose it, but there are many people who are strictly oppose it. They say that it's not a right thing. Why do you think there is so much of confusion regarding this simple, what appears to be a simple budgetary decision or announcement?
Adi Dravida welfare schools have their own history. It is not just an administrative takeover of one department by another department. When the government made an announcement in the budget is not something concerned about numbers. It is a policy speech. The direction of the government, policy direction of the government is presented during the budget. When you say that you want to merge schools run by a social welfare department, Adi Dravida welfare department, and few other departments also, under the school education department, then there should have been a thorough exchange of ideas. There should have been a concrete plan of action, why they are doing, what is their objective, and what will be the result, and why that could not be achieved when it is being continued as an Adi Dravida welfare school. What will be the benefit if they come under? In the policy statement, the budget speech, they have just said that the employees will not lose any benefit. All the benefits, service benefits will be safeguarded. So what about the intention of the people who fought for Adi Dravida welfare school? What about the students? What about the parents? In education, the entire society is a stakeholder. You cannot limit to a teacher, student, and administrator or parents. So here there was no widespread discussion either before the announcement or after the announcement. Now, most of the people, what they ask is that there are certain concerns expressed by the people. So those concerns should be addressed. If those concerns should be addressed, then the government of Tamil Nadu must have an open dialogue with all the people who have raised the issues. That is the present demand with the government of Tamil Nadu.
Why do you think the government has come to this conclusion without consulting the stakeholders?
The government, to their convenience, define the consultation process. They have a committee which looks after the welfare of the marginalized people. And that committee is being chaired by the Chief Minister, and there were 2 meetings, and members of that committee, they have expressed the opinion that these schools can be merged. And having seen the members who have expressed their concerns in the committee, as a representative of the entire committee, the government has went forward to bring in this move of merger. But what the government should have understood is that the community as a whole cannot be represented by 1 people or 2 people. And the people who spoke in the committee did not have a large-scale consultation before presenting their views. So what is the demand and what will the effect of the demand needs further discussion. I think so that area the government was not a bit careful.
There have been widespread demands for either reforming the schools, Adi Dravida welfare schools, or fine-tuning the kind of performance that was being recorded in those schools. For example, there were lack of facilities, there were lack of toilets, there were lack of proper buildings. For example, Vidali Siltigal Kachi was demanding to rename these schools. from Adi Dravida welfare schools to mainstream it. So some of them are welcoming, saying that these schools have been in a worse condition. They have been like shanties for more than a decade. So it's a welcome move, since it is being brought under the school education department, who are the experts to handle it. It will see some improvement in their condition.
When you look into the administration, today's school education department is headed by an IAS officer. The IAS officer, who is posted as a commissioner of school education or in various projects that have been run by the school education department, they are not teacher trained. They have not served as a teacher, or they have not been professionally prepared as an educationist. They are heading. So today an IAS officer is a commissioner of school education. After 2 years, he may be transferred and he can become a secretary of mining department. And a person who was looking after the electricity board may be the school education commissioner. When you say an IAS officer is posted to any department, anywhere.
But at least the district education officer could be a person who knows.
Which rule or what prevented the chief educational officer in going and inspecting the Adi Dravida welfare school? What prevented the district educational officer in going, and academic inspection should happen? Is the academic inspection being regularly held in school education department? It is being monitored by the CEO, DEO and other people. Instructions are given, but do they conduct a proper academic inspection every year in all the schools? So it is not that. Adi Dravida welfare department is a department that has to look into the welfare of the Adi Dravida people who have been denied the opportunities for getting themselves educated centuries together.
For long period, yeah.
So the constitution makes a special provision. Constitution gives them a right, a fundamental right, and it has directed the state government to offer all the facilities. You should have appointed teacher, permanent teacher. Adi Dravida welfare department comes under the government of Tamil Nadu. If you say there is a principal secretary for Adi Dravida welfare department, that principal secretary comes under the chief secretary. Chief secretary is the overall head of the state administration. So why you did not provide proper facilities? Why you did not appoint proper teachers? Why can't you appoint a whole-time warden for the hostel and make the teachers take classes in the class? Why are you making the teacher to be the warden? Instead of correcting the process, you want to give out, dismantle the entire process and say that I am going to merge it, and you give a picture as though if you merge with the school education department, everything will become fine. It is not the case. Even the school education department says it is going to select good students. That is, the students have got more aspirations, attitude, aptitude. They want to select such kind of a student, put them in a model school. They say that when they come into a model school, they can be trained for all kind of competitive examinations. They will have all the facilities. That means the school education department accepts that all schools does not have facilities to provide equitable access to everybody, that all other children cannot be prepared for the competitive exam. Only the children who are in the model schools can be prepared for the competitive exam. So you yourself are discriminating the students studying under your directorate, your own department. Now you say that you want to merge the schools of other department with your department, which is already discriminating. What kind of a logic you have got? But for quite a long time, there is a demand that all government and government aided schools should be declared as a neighborhood schools. You give a geographical location where the people belonging to different communities, different faiths, they are accommodated. The geographical area for each school should be designed in such a way that people belonging to different communities and following different faith should be in the neighborhood of that particular school. If you are able to provide such a kind of a neighborhood area and declare every government school and a government aided school a neighborhood school, that will solve all the problems. You are not establishing a common school system. You are not able to provide equitable access to education for all children. That means the facilities are not common even in the schools run by the school education department. In that case, what benefit the children who are coming from the Adi Dravida welfare schools, when they come into the school education department, what kind of additional facility or what kind of a better opportunity you are going to promise?
Yeah, you have made a pertinent point on this issue, because Rettai Srinivasan was the first person who advocated for special exclusive schools for Adi Dravida people during the British Raj. They weren't able to cross and go to the mainstream schools. So he wanted schools to be constructed in and around those places where Dalits lived. So this was the genealogy of, this was the origin of these schools. So in a way, does this merger mean that that neighborhood schooling concept, at least which were existed in some of these Adi Dravida schools, are going to vanish?
Primary schools, if you say it should be in a neighborhood, then it will be only 30 or 40. You are supposed to provide all facilities for the children, because you know well that the people cannot walk for a long period, long time, long distance, and that is why you want the child to go to a neighborhood school. Beyond that, today, do you see the people of all community accepting the people belonging to every other community? You can see a person, he slit the neck of a 13-year-old child few years before. It happened in Tamil Nadu, in Salem district. Why was that girl's neck was cut? Why her head was carried in his hand? It's not a horrific scene. The person who did that crime, he said that you were born in this particular community and you tried to point fingers against me. So you have that caste hegemonical attitude, and you do not recognize other people as your equal. When you are not able to annihilate the caste, when you are not able to bring in a dialogue that all humans are equal, then till you are able to achieve that, you should ensure that every child will not be denied of opportunity just because the school is not in the neighborhood of the child. Now, the school education department itself, it is merging its own schools. As you said that, because the strength is very poor, the student strength is very poor.
Will this affect Adi Dravida schools
now,
also?
When the Adi Dravida welfare department is brought under the school education department, what will happen to the Adi Dravida? Nearly 833 schools are the primary schools.
You mean the Adi Dravida
Adi Dravida welfare department primary schools are 833. What will happen to the 833 Adi Dravida welfare schools, which are primarily located in the dwelling places of the Adi Dravida people? It is in their own locality. It's a walkable distance. It is a neighborhood school for them. Now, what are you going to do? Will you allow that primary schools to function, or after merger, you will say that there is a nearby another department of school education school is being there run, so you can ask the children to come over. And where is that school run by the Department of School Education is located? It is located in a place where other community people are living. So now you want this child to travel over that. How will they welcome this child? And what will be the psychological impact on the child? So you should understand the social psychology and individual psychology of the child. Without offering any support system, without ensuring that every child will be treated equally and there won't be any discrimination, you say about merger, which is not proper. There are primary schools, middle schools, high schools and higher secondary schools. But primary schools are primarily in the dwelling places of Adi Dravida school. They should give an assurance that those schools will not be shut down. They will continue to be functioning even if it comes under the school education. But such kind of promise is not there. Moreover, you should try to understand the timing of this announcement. This timing of this announcement should be seen on the backdrop of National Education Policy 2020, which talks about cluster schools or school complex, which is talking about the twinning program, twinning one government school which is with bad infrastructure with a private school. So do you want to facilitate the school complex process of the national education policy and the twinning program of the national education policy? For that, this may be the first step. Bringing all the welfare department schools under the school education department may be a first step. So we see that there is a different motive for this merger.
Actually, you touched upon a relevant point of discussion here, because as a matter of fact, DMK is opposing many of the policies of the central government, whether it could be NEET, whether it could be CUTE examination or national education policy. On paper, at least on paper, they are opposing national education policy. So, do you see any reason for concern in this aspect?
Surely, see, NEET and common university entrance test, the CUTE, both are gamble. It's a commercial gamble. It is not an eligibility test. It is to swindle the money, whatever savings the parents have. And if you do not have a better score, you don't have. See, for example, 13 lakh children write NEET exam, according to the statistics, about 13 lakh children. Suppose you say 3 lakh pass or 9 lakh pass. Do you have MBBS seat for all? In Tamil Nadu, there are about 3 lakh children you write the exam. 2 lakh children pass. Just because their names are found in the 50th percentile and they are eligible for the MBBS exam, do you say all the 2 lakh children went into the MBBS course? There are only few thousands of seats, and the rest of the children, they are going for the second attempt, third attempt. Even after the third attempt, even they are becoming eligible for medical admission in the third attempt, for 3 consecutive attempts, still they are not able to enter the college of their choice. So if that is the case, then where is the question of merit, or where is the question of abolishing commercialization? So it is nothing but a gamble.
But coming
now,
to
Tamil Nadu government and the Tamil Nadu people are opposing the NEET because they want to save the children from the gamble. It is not asking for exemption. It is not a qualifying exam where we say we are not able to qualify. It is not a question of qualification at all. Even the CBSE children are not able to get a better score. So it is not a question of that. So we should understand that. So NEET, CUTE, allowing foreign universities in India are all part and parcel of national education policy. Even though the Tamil Nadu government is saying that it is opposing, it will not implement. But for the past 3 years, even in Tamil Nadu, it's being implemented. It's a fact. Whether it is in higher education or whether it's a school education. Several of the policy proposals in the National Education Policy 2020 are being implemented here. Right from 2020 July. It is unhindered. It is continuing. So we see this also as a continuance of that policy. We do not know whether the cabinet knows all these things, but the officers know all these things. And there is a silent implementation of NEP 2020 in Tamil Nadu. That is what we feel.
Okay. One point I wanted to raise it with you is that Chennai Corporation runs schools where used to be of comparatively poor standards. So they renamed the school instead Chennai schools, and they say that in recent period they were able to register good difference. They were able to show good results in the Chennai Corporation schools. Likewise, they say that when we rename the Adi Dravida schools into normal schooling system, it will help a lot, especially in ensuring higher education for whole lots of Dalit students.
You cannot make a bigger joke than this by saying that just because I have changed the corporation school as a Chennai schools, it has become very meritorious. I don't think so. This should be a 21st century joke that should be recorded in the Book of World Records. You need to give a teacher for a subject and a teacher for a classroom. You need to provide all facilities for the children to read. When you provide all the facilities, children learn well. They are able to express their learning outcome in a better way. As you try to improve various facilities, the school develops. Who asked you not to provide subject-wise teachers in an Adi Dravida welfare school? For the past 20 or 30 years, you never appointed. Even in school education department, you do not come forward to appoint a permanent teacher, because even according to the government statistics, out of 51 lakh children studying in the government school, 31 lakh children are SC children. Because large number of SC children are studying in the government schools, government doesn't want to appoint permanent teachers for all subjects. Is it not an atrocity? You know well, the schools run by the Directorate of School Education, the Department of School Education, has got 31 lakh SC, ST children. When you say 31 lakhs children are with you, and you say, I will appoint a secondary grade teacher for 10,000 rupees, a BT assistant who is going to handle 6th standard to 10th standard for 12,000 rupees, and for a +1, +2 higher secondary teacher, a postgraduate teacher, for a postgraduate student who has to appear for the exams, all India exams or whatever may be the competitive exam, a teacher who has to train these children, that teacher will be paid 15,000 rupees. And you want to have a quality teaching learning process. This is happening in the school education department. In what way you think that just merging the Adi Dravida welfare schools with the school education department, which is providing only a temporary stuff, and that too appointed in June up to March. In April, May, you will not be having a teacher at all. Then in April, who will be conducting the examination? So when the school education department itself is not functioning properly, in what way you think that Adi Dravida welfare schools, when they are merged with the school education department, everything will be rosy? I don't think so. It is only cheating ourselves.
Actually, there is a 7.5% of reservation for students doing in government schools for in higher education. They say that when they come into government schooling stream, they will be eligible for higher education. For example, there is a study that shows that
Adi Dravida welfare school also comes under that 7.5.
7.5, okay.
Adi Dravida welfare department also comes under 7.5.
The students also getting benefited out of this.
Yes, the thing is that they have to score at least that minimum mark, isn't it? They are not able to score that minimum mark. Why? Because government of Tamil Nadu is not appointing. Adi Dravida welfare department is not coming under another state. It is coming under the Tamil Nadu government. So if Adi Dravida welfare school does not have a biology teacher, it does not have a botany teacher, that means government of Tamil Nadu has not appointed a botany teacher. Government of Tamil Nadu has not appointed a physics teacher. If you do not provide all the facilities in a primary school, then how do you expect a student to perform well in the higher secondary school? Whatever input that you are going to give in the primary school is going to help you to come out in the higher secondary school. You are denying all the opportunity in the primary school itself. You don't give a physical education teacher. You don't give a good playground. You don't give play materials.
There has been a consistent reduction in the number of students studying in Adi Dravida schools. On the other hand, after COVID, there is an increase in attendance percentage or admission percentage in government schools. On the contrary, Adi Dravida schools are getting less number of students of late. In most of the schools, there is a reduction in number of students admitted. So, what do you think is the real solution to solve the issue, if not merger with the school education department schools?
See, you planned, you want to demolish the schools, so you did not give proper facilities, proper appointments. So, it is a government of Tamil Nadu which had systematically weakened the Adi Dravida welfare schools, and Adi Dravida welfare school did not become weak of its own. On the other hand, the Directorate of School Education, that is Commissioner of School Education now, that comes under the School Education Department, which is running various schools, they have not appointed teachers according to the number of students who have newly come into the school. For example, you said last year 2 lakh children, last academic year you said that 2 lakh children came to the government schools from other schools. This academic year you said that nearly 5 lakh children are coming. If 2 lakh children have come into this, what you should have done? You should have increased the post of teachers, isn't it? Have you done that? Now, if it is going to be 5 lakh students, only in July you are saying there are 13,000 vacancies, and these 13,000 vacancies will be filled up on temporary basis. And the recruitment did not happen even in September and October. So that is the condition of the Department of School Education. What the solution really lies in discussing with all the stakeholders in school education, whether it is Adi Dravida or the School Education Department. Education, the entire community, entire people, entire society is a stakeholder. So there should be a broad, wider, open discussion on the issue. every school run by every department must have all the facilities. And if you say that to make facilities common for everyone, I'm going to bring it into one department, then you should make your plan very clear. So when you come out with a clear plan, there can be a good discussion and you can achieve some positive results. I hope that is the democratic process, and this government of Tamil Nadu will undertake the democratic process of consulting with everyone and coming to a better solution, keeping in mind the children who are going to be benefited. It is not the teachers alone, it's not the people who are connected alone, administrators alone. It is the students who are the primary concern here. Keeping the students in mind, you need to take certain good decisions.
There is an increase in budget allocation for school education department this year. Do you see any big change?
Even if you say few thousand crores is more than the last year, whatever may be the amount that has been allotted for the school education department is not enough, because issues are long pending issues. Accumulated needs are there. A large amount of fund is needed for the school education department, and more planning. The government should come out with a white paper to say what is the exact condition of the school education department, what are the needs and how are they going to address the needs. If the fund is not enough, then they should come with an alternative mode of putting a special tax for education. Something like that they should bring out, so that they can tax everybody for education but give a cost-free education for all. Give equitable access, quality education for all. That is the dream, that is the hope of the freedom movement, that is the promise of the Constitution of India. I hope that the government of Tamil Nadu will understand and try to do certain things in that direction.
Do you think the government of Tamil Nadu is making amends after this controversial decision? Because there are lots of opposition, at the same time there are lots of supports also.
The government of Tamil Nadu has spelled out, did not speak out on this issue. It has announced in the budget, but no other announcement has come from the government of Tamil Nadu. We are expecting the government of Tamil Nadu to come out with a plan. We are expecting the government of Tamil Nadu to open a dialogue. We want the government of Tamil Nadu to talk with all the people who have raised the concerns on this merger. So after discussing thoroughly, then only the government should take whatever action that is accepted by everyone. That will be the real democratic spirit.
That was Prince Gajendra Babu, educationalist, who shared his insights with the Federal. Stay tuned with the Federal YouTube channel for more such updates and interviews.
Subscribe to the Federal's YouTube page for more news and updates.